Yeah, let's see. Now this is working. Well, it should be working now. Is it working? I'll trust it. It's working. Good. Welcome, everyone. I'll be continuing the work that I was doing about the AI combat system. Right now, it's just moving towards a place, attacking, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, pretty simple. Now, I did want to fix this particular issue where the AI should have a place validated where it can go in order to attack. So this doesn't happen. Because if the enemy doesn't hit the attack, then it doesn't pass the turn, which can leave us in a bit of a infinite loop or a lockdown, or well, a soft lock if we are talking with more property. So we want to avoid that. I have already spent like maybe 2, 3 hours creating the system live, obviously, so there's a record of it. And we should be looking towards this part. Well, yeah, I was testing some stuff there. In this part, we are moving the unit towards the enemy. Instead of doing that, what I will want to do is move this unit towards a place which is just a key, a vector key, where I will determine if the correct place to go is being occupied, if you have enough stamina. And in the first part of the stream, or at least in the first part of this topic, we determine exactly what do we need for this AI control, or well, AI combat system to control which aspects of the enemy should I do. And yeah, I'm also looking at it because my memory is not the best. Might as well check. Okay, so we had the things that you could do, or well, the enemy can do, like moving towards the enemy or moving towards a safe zone. This is influenced by the amount of stamina you have. And here we have some of the behaviors that I would like to add. So yeah, in this case, I want to fix the movement part and make it so my player moves to a location that has um, uh, well, available terrain, like it's possible for my enemy to move there, and also that is close enough that I have enough stamina to get there. That's pretty much it. Right, so that's what I'll be doing now before taking a break. Hopefully I can take a break before I reach the hour, but we will see. Right, so we already have this key that we can use, very useful. And what I need to do is just set up the value that I need to use here, right? So in this part where we are deciding what to do, I'm just getting this EQS query and determining who is the nearest enemy. And I'm saving it in another Blackboard key, which is called the enemy unit to attack. Now, I probably should create a task that gets the enemy you want to attack and outputs a value, or well, a vector, where you can go where there is a nav mesh. So the nav mesh is this green part. If there is a nav mesh, it means that you can walk towards these zones and you can stand there, right? So if you can reach it, then great, that's a good place. Also, it cannot be blocked by another unit, and it must be inside the stamina limitation, right? If I do not have enough stamina to get there, which is this bar that it will appear whenever I'm moving. If you do not have enough stamina, then probably I shouldn't ask for my player to attack some unit that it's not going to be able to reach. So let's fix the place to move to first. Right, so what I will do is create a new task here. Let's use this behavior tree task blueprint base. And this task will be called find could it be a good location? Find appropriate location. Let's just call it good location because I don't want to have a task that is called find a perfect location and you're not able to reach the actual perfect location. So a good one could be enough. Find good location to attack target unit. And if this folder is not like buried inside other folders, I have the ability to use long names, and I prefer to use long names if later on, whenever I decide to change something here, I can know exactly what this task is doing. So this gives it like all the context that I need to understand. If I just call it find good location, it's a good location for what, right? So let's just create it. Let's override the function execute AI, and let's just not forget to call this finish execute, and usually as a success. Yeah, because if we do not call this, then the task will keep running until it reaches a result, which you can only reach it by either finishing the execute or just aborting the overall task. Right, so this task needs to get the unit that I want to attack, right? Because that's, yeah, find good location to attack target unit. We need a target unit. I'm going to create a variable called target. No. Target unit to attack. This will be a blackboard key selector. So we can just select the key directly. Here let's open the eye, which means that it is a variable that is instance editable. And here in the behavior tree, let's just call it. Should be here. Find good location to attack target unit. If you want a clearer name, let me just delete this. We can type it in, yeah, in the default values. Node name, find just location to attack unit. And now we can call it and it will have the name that we have assigned it. Yeah, I gave it a smaller name just because the longer one, it will show here. This is more readable, right? So target unit to attack. We need to set up this value. Target unit to attack should be the enemy unit to attack, which we just received with the previous EQS query. Now, this task needs to output the place to move to, the location where I should move to. Let me just close this other task that I'm no longer using. Yeah, so we can close this. The unit, yeah, we can close it. Attack target unit, yeah, for now, let's close it. Game mode, yeah, we don't need that much clutter when working on a specific issue. So the same way that I created this, I need to create the result location. Again, instance editable. And here we need to change the result location Blackboard key to the one that we will be using for the place to move to. Pretty good. Pretty good. Now here in the task, we can get the target unit to attack, get the value as a vector, or no, I'm holding a unit here. I'm saving a unit here, so I need to get it as an actor. Get value as actor. From here, we can get actor location. And here, now I know where should I look. Yeah, look to this, around this exact location, right? One thing that I can do is just create a bunch of points here, test them, see if you can reach them, and see if they're not blocked by anything, right? I could do it manually, or I could also use the route that I have been using throughout the project, is using an EQS test. So let's create one that determines if there is a nearby place, right? So let's do that. EQS, and I want to create a new one. So let me create it here in AI. Let's call it EQS find near, no, find, how did I call it? Find good location to attack unit. Let's open it. And for this, I will just move it here. I already have a EQS testing pound, which is this one. So with that pound, you can create it very easily by right-clicking blueprint class and find the EQS testing pound, and you can use it. I just created a child blueprint out of this. And with that testing pound, if I select it, obviously I can change the EQS query that I want to test, which is the new one, the find good location to attack unit. Perfect. Now for this location, I want to create a certain number of points in an area. So let's generate something. We want to generate points, and it will be in a circle. Could be in a circle, could be in a donut also. The donut will let us handle more rings, I believe, right? If I just choose a circle, we cannot change the number of rings. Yeah, we cannot, so let's use a donut. And the donut lets me change the number of rings. The number of rings is okay. It's great. Now, this has a radius, right? There is an inner radius and an outer radius. This should be determined by the range of my weapon. Well, of the weapon that will attack this player, right? For now, I'm not gonna worry too much about it. I just know that maybe now 50 is too little. 100, and I believe it was 300. Was it? Maybe it's even less. Let me check. Calypso sword. Let's find the range. You need melee weapon component. Shape radius. Where is it? Min range, max range. Minimum range I will put maybe 100 or probably 50. 100 should be 0. Yeah, let's just leave it at 0. Well, it doesn't sit well with me. 50. Right. Let me save this. Perfect. So we will want to use these values, but let's not use them just yet. Let's just make it work, and then we can change it to the actual values that the sword is holding. So for now, as I was setting it before, 50, 50. Yeah, should be good enough. Should be good enough. And 300. Forgot if it was 300 or not, so let's check it again. As I said before, my memory is trash. 250. Let's just leave it like this. Right, so we are generating a bunch of points here. Just a bunch of points. We want to know if these points are colliding with something, or better yet, are actually reachable. First, let's see if we can reach them. If we cannot reach them, then we might as well not use the points. So in order to reach them, let me add some tests here. Add a test and pathfinding. Discard unreachable. Here we're only filtering. We do not want to score anything. And if the path exists, should let it be. If it doesn't, then it's automatically cancelled. If it's blue, it's failing, and it will show you why it's failing. And it says that it's failing the pathfinding test. So let me put it the other way. And I mean, easy way to test this, just add a shape. I mean, a big one, right? If I click here, oh, I mean, you still can reach it because it's inside. Let me just change the nav modifier. Let me just create a nav mesh modifier. Will be a lot easier to see. Volumes, nav modifier volume. This is just removing parts of the nav mesh, making it unreachable. So now if we cannot reach that part, come on, look, don't let me down. There it is. If we cannot reach it, maybe we can reach this because it's just at the edge, but the more we go into unknown territory, because anything that is not grabbed by the nav mesh, you won't be able to reach. If you just tell the character to move here, it won't know what to do. Yeah, so that's the first test. And this test is not scoring anything, it's just filtering these nodes, well, these points, right? So it is working, the test is working. You will see that it's only being updated when I move my character. Right, so that's great. That's the first part of it. Now, I want to know if these points are colliding with another unit, because if it is, if they are colliding, then doesn't make much sense for me to use those points. Like here is colliding with these two enemies, right? So let's add another test. This one will be the where is it? Overlap. Now, this is creating a box overlap on all these units, on all these points. And you're seeing that these are failing. They are failing because they are not overlapping with anything, right? Because right now that test passes whenever you overlap with something. So this means that the test fails here, but doesn't fail here because it's overlapping. We need the inverse type of logic. So here in bool match, and again here in test purpose, I will just filter only. You will see that the red stuff is just points that have 0 score, but they are still eligible to be elected even though they have the worst score. And here in bool match, we invert it, so we only want the points that are not overlapping with anything. Now here, they should probably overlap with something. By default, this unit, or most of the units, have what's the capsule radius of 34. So here in the overlap box, we're gonna change the overlap data. It's not gonna be about a box. It's gonna be a capsule. This capsule, the extent 10 is fine. I really don't want to collide with the terrain. So maybe 30. Here in over an extent y, if it is a capsule, and let me select this again. If it's a capsule, y should be the radius, and give me a second. All right. Now that was a big break, but let's continue. Yeah, that probably killed the, the viewership, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Let's continue. We were messing with the values of the overlap capsule. So yeah, 30 by 50 or 50 by 50 should be good enough for knowing if there's something or someone messing with my pathing, right? So in this case, this place could be a good place for me to move in. Yeah, so 50 50 50, well, 50 50 and 30 seems to do the job. Now I do not only want to overlap with the word static, I mostly want to overlap with the word dynamic. Now, with this, the only thing we would need to test is the stamina that you will need to use in order to get there, right? So first, what I will need to do is start scoring the possible values, which are these ones, and I'm going to use a distance test. Now this distance, you have between 0 and, well, 0 in this case. We have a range. We probably could do with a minimum, like the minimum being 0. Maybe we can choose the minimum being 30 or 50. Either way will work. And now it is giving us the values of the of the of the distances, but they are being checked with the querier. Now, whenever you're dealing with EQS, you have the items, which are these ones, that points that we have generated. We have the querier, that is the actor or the thing. Yeah, the actor. The actor that has called for this test to be done. In this case, that actor is this pawn. But we can change. Here in test mode, distance 2, we have the context item, context query, or we have a query desired rotation that I have created previously. And this doesn't really help me because this is a rotation that I was using for something else. We need the location of our unit that we, or well, the unit that is going to be attacked should be the query. And I, the one that is calling this EQS test, should have its own context. And that context is the thing that we need to create in order for this distance to be giving me the actual lowest value, right? Right now we are preferring greater distances. In my case, I want lower distances. So instead of linear, I'm going to prefer inverse linear. So whatever is nearest is better. Now, this nearest is right now the query because this distance is using this distance to context query. But this will change. This will definitely change. Yeah, so let's change it. I already have created that query context. How was it called? EQC. And it's just a blueprint class. And if you see here, you see that it's a normal blueprint, just have a parent class of the environment query context blueprint base. So let's create one for my own query, which again, environment, oops, query context. And this is for C++ classes. This is the blueprint base, so might as well use the blueprint base. Yeah, otherwise you cannot create it. Right, so blueprint base, this is the environment, oops, environment query context. And this will be the I mean, it would be the query, the querier, yeah, it should be the querier. And the points, I will generate them around the unit to attack. Unit to attack. Yes. Now let's open this. Here we are just overriding this provide single actor, and it's casting to something as a pawn, and it's being used. Very simple stuff. And if I remember correctly, which I don't, never trust my memory, this being used here, this should be referenced someplace else, or not. Let me open this. Let me change the, where am I using the querier? Querier, item, querier, dot EQC rotation. I'm just using it, and somewhere this is for the lock on. This should be in the player controller. I just want to remember how how to set up the context query. Well, no, the query context. Inputs, lock on, lock on, lock on. Nope, nope. Lock on. Querier. Query actor, query object. Okay, okay. Okay, okay. I get it. I get it. I can now explain. I remember now. Right. So you can just right. So we want to create, let's go back to the beginning. We want to create these circles around the enemy that I want to attack, around the unit that I want to attack. So unit that I want to attack, this is the context, the query context. Functions, let's not provide an actor set. I only want one unit. Single actor. Perfect. This single actor, there always is a querier object and a querier actor. In my case, if we are calling this EQS inside the task, let's run EQS is asking for the controller, which is self, which is this. Yeah, because if you just leave it at self, and let me just run this EQS here. The blueprint fails. There's an error. Can you tell me the error? The controller must have a connection. So that is a controller. Perfect. Good. So I have the controller. That is my query right now. That is my query. Yeah, that's my query. Now that I have this controller running the EQS, we need to send the information that I'm storing in my enemy unit to attack blackboard key, that one. We need to get it from here. The courier actor is the controller, so from the controller, we can cast this actor to controller. Could be controller, could be AI controller. Probably would be better if it's AI controller. AI controller, we're gonna get the blackboard. Let's use the function. It's not a good idea to get variables directly, especially if there exists a function that gets those variables. And from the blackboard, let's get value as an actor. If you can give it to me as an actor, you cannot. So as an object is fine. Make a literal name. That name is, and I will just copy it from here. Enemy unit to attack. Can I copy and paste the name somewhere? Nope, nope. That's not the thing that I wanted to copy. Blackboard, enemy unit to attack. I can copy it from here. There it is. With this, I'm getting the unit as an object. I will cast it as an actor maybe if I need the location, which I probably will need the location. But yeah, I'll cast it as an actor. Cast to actor. Connect it here, and I can return this node as the resulting actor, right? So from the controller, we're asking for the enemy unit to attack, and that's the, well, context, the environment query context unit to attack. So we have filled our context. Now we should be able to use it. And the thing about that is that, let me close that. Our EQS, that is somewhere here, this, when I start using this, because I want to generate these items not around the query, I want to run them around my unit to attack. And let me save everything just in case something crashes. It always can happen. When I decide to use my unit to attack, it's going to stop working in my test because in this test, there is no unit to attack. So path exists from the query, yes, that because I'm going to ask it from my actual actor. Overlap, capsule, yes, it will create it on top of all the items that I have generated around the context, which is the unit that I'm going to attack. Then I'm going to choose the distance, the lesser distance to a query, to our querier, which is my unit that is actually going to attack. And from there, I'm going to get the results of my points, right? So we no longer are able to visualize this, but we should be able to see the results in my behavior of the enemies, right? So here I need to return the place to move to. So we need to run this EQS. And the target unit to attack. I mean, I kind of don't need it anymore because I'm getting it from the controller, which also get it from the same place. So yeah, we just need to wait for the EQS to finish. So from this async task, let's assign. Okay, let's bind. No, we cannot bind this. AI task run finish. Sync task. I need to bind it to when this finishes in order to keep doing stuff. I don't know why it's not letting me. We run the EQS. Result. Bind. Nope. Forward gameplay. Nope. EQS. There's nothing to help me. Oh, run EQS and run EQS query. Okay. Now this is the one that I want to call. Now that's a lot better. This is the one that I needed. Run EQS query. Query template is the one that we already created. The querier is going to be the controlled pawn. Perfect. I only want the single best item, and that's pretty much it. Now we should be able to assign on query finish. Nope, nope, not like that. Like this. And when this query finishes, we are going to return, or well, fill the result location. So query instance might as well ask for the query status. So I'm going to do a switch on the query status. If it's success, then result location set value as vector. And I'm going to get this instance. Was it items? Get item score. Let's just go to AI. EQS. Get query result as actors. That's the one that I need. We are going to get the first one. We just need the first one. We can get a copy. And we will get the actor location. We get the actor location here. Might as well check if my array is filled with resulting actors. So let's create a branch. Connect it. Nope. I want you to connect this. If it's true, then I'm going to set up the Blackboard value as a vector and then finish the execute as a success. If it's false, we couldn't find anything, then I will send an abort, probably. But let's send a finish execute, but it was not a success. And this is not in processing, this is in success. If it fails completely, then I will abort, finish abort. Let's order it. So we call the EQS. When it finishes, we check if it's a success. We get the results as actors. If we get an array, then we can set the Blackboard value as a vector. Pretty straightforward, and then we finish the execute, and that's it for this task. This should fill my place to move to. And if it fails, it means that everything, because this is a sequence, if something inside the sequence fails, everything else fails. And it will probably come here and wait. So let's test it. Let's see if this actually works. I pass. Okay, and it seems that something failed. Is finding the location of the attack, and this is where. Let me open it from here. Just to see if things light up whenever I do them. It didn't do anything. I will again run this. And this is not created until I just possess an enemy character. So yeah, I'm reaching here and it's aborting. It means that it didn't get any result, which means that my EQS that I created is not working as I expected, which is a bummer because I was hoping it was going to work immediately. We need to fix it. The first thing is just to test the overall stuff, like trying to get from one end to another. So let me just return the current values here in the EQS. Path exists from the query. Let's just see if the query is okay. So here I will type on query. Capsule, this is fine, distance to query, everything is on the query. If the query is set up correctly, then I should get some values. Yeah, and we can test that it works because we have it here. And this is a success. So the query works, right? Did it work? Do I move a place? I mean, it's not aborting, right? Right? It's not. It isn't. Yeah, it's not. I'm just getting the value and using the value later on, even though it's not looking like much. Let's see if it can actually move. Instead of preferring lesser, I'm going to prefer greater. And now let's check it out. Move. Okay, it's not moving. Perfect. Now it should be moving. I thought it was a distance that was too near the player, but it's not moving. So let's go back to the find good location. Let's see if I'm actually returning a location or if I'm just skipping everything and finishing here. Okay, there are no results, no valid results, which means that my query is at fault. That's not exactly what you want to see. So let's change the query to the actual controller. Now let's see if it's working. I pass my turn. Still not working. Great. This means that the tests are making everything fail. So let me just remove all the tests and see if now I get a location inside my donut that I have created. Okay, it's fading again. Get results as actor. That's funny, but not haha funny, more like weird funny. Arc angle, path exists. No, I remove all the test. Am I not creating this stuff? Or do I need to put like the best 5%? Is finishing here. Random query instance. Oh, we have a comment. Well, I try to determine what's happening here. Hey, do you study that data science? No, I studied computer science. I was interested in data science until I saw that most of the work is you get a big set of data and then process it and start trying to find patterns with the results. But got I mean I wasn't that interested in processing data that way. But yes, I mean it is an interesting field, but just not for me. Every time I do something with the EQS, something like this happens. This should be working. And also, I believe I use it here also. The query was the get control pound. The pound was the query. That's okay. That's the expected functionality of this thing. Query, yes. Query, yes. If I get all success, it is successful. But whenever I get these results, just in case, never hurts to ask Saint Google. And that's not what I wanted to show. Real engine. That's more like it. Let me just close. Oh, I didn't want it to close. Like, yeah, okay, there it is. So, Unreal Engine, EQS, empty test doesn't return items. See, usually, even though it may not be the same type of issue, sometimes it can give you an idea of what can can be happening, especially when you run out of ideas. I'm going to run an EQS query on a component, check the query is valid, environment query settings are fine. The query is valid. Is it valid? I'm guessing it is, but I really don't know. Give me a name. It is valid. So yeah, the query, it is valid. Um. Okay. So this should return something. But it's returning nothing. Query ID, item type, option index, more of the stuff that I saw, but okay, let's keep checking the internet. Not sure if I'm missing something. The test. Maybe I need to have at least one test enabled. I mean, who knows? Maybe it's done that way. Let's enable a simple one, like the distance. This does not filter anything. Doesn't, right? Distance, filter, and score. Score. Okay. Let's not filter. Only a score. No filters. Only score. Right. So it's preferring the greater distance. So I know that the query works. Let's press play. And let's pass. I should delete this actually. And it's not giving me any results. Get query results as actors. Oh, that's my. Okay. I understand what I felt. I'm trying to get actors when I generated the location. It's my bad. So we can just control H. Get query results. No? As locations. Okay. From here. Get query results as locations. This is the one that I need. Oh, the control H worked. Perfect. The locations, I actually need the first one. So let's get it. And we really don't need to ask for it. And if it fails, I will abort. Which it seems that I remove it by mistake. Okay, perfect. Now this should return to me the locations that can be used by my enemy. Perfect. Right. Now we can change the query actually. We can enable all my tests, change the query to the unit to attack. And now let's see if it's working correctly or I'm a dum-dum. Plus, of course, not gonna work. Of course. Right, so now let's see if the query is good or if some tests are making it fail. So again, I'm going to return the donut generator points to the query. Let's press play. Let's see if it's moving around. Okay, it is moving around. It is passing the tests, so the tests are not blocking anything. It's actually a query. And I need to change it back again to inverse linear because I want to use the nearest value to the querier. Yes. So this is the problem. I'm using my own query context. You need to attack. And let's see. Oh, I think I know what's happening here. Because my querier is an actor, this actor is actually the unit, so I need to get AI controller, and if this is valid, then we can use it to get the blackboard. We can get the actor, and yeah, this should fix my issue. Point. I know it will fix it. There it is. There it is. Okay, it chose not the perfect location, but it chose a location near my unit to attack. So at least it's doing something. It's in. Yeah, and yeah. So the thing is, it is choosing a value inside the range, which is closer to them, but it seems that my range is very, very skewed. So here in the donuts, I'm gonna put maybe 200. And let's check it. Not good enough. 150. Let's start at 100. If I hit it, I go up. A little divide and conquer. Okay, that worked, but it was already near it. Let's just come here, pass. This will work better. 100 hits it. Access none. Oh, I didn't have an enemy and I still run this. Hmm. I mean, if I don't have an enemy, then this should fail. Right? Does this fails? Update on BB. I did BB on fail. Let's just not worry about that for now. We can also make it fail here in define good location. 100 works. 150. That's another story. I mean, it works. It just missed the attack. That's the thing that happens in this game if you have a low hit rate. And then the attack was parried. I mean, I think 200 really should work. I don't know why it didn't work. Or maybe 200 is too much. Let's see. Yeah, yeah, it worked. I mean, it could be too much. Could be. I think someone's calling me. Nope. Let's continue then. Let me just put my cell phone to charge. Right, so 200 seems to be too much. I will put it, or I mean, the fact that sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't, is not sitting well with me. Or does it always hit? I mean, that was already close to it. Oh, pretty cool actually. Yeah, accept, pass. Nice, nice, nice. You see, it's looking where to position itself. I blocked that, so it did hit me, but I blocked it. And something funny happened here. Where is their turn? and nothing's happening. Any player walking base, follow on blackboard, place to move to self actor. You need to control. That's not good. It's really not good. Why am I stuck here? It's your turn, so you should be playing. I'm stuck here? Let's just not worry about the change of between turns right now. It won't end well. At least for me, if I just got sidetracked and try to fix something else. Okay, but I mean, at least this works, right? I might as well upgrade, no, change the Calypso sword range. It should be where's the range? Here. 200 is a safe range for the sword, I believe. Yeah, so with that range, the the thing that I should do here in the EQS is actually use that range, that weapon range, in order to update my radius. Right, so the inner radius, outer radius, because not all the weapons will have the same range. And here, if I put for a ranged type of unit that hits from outside, from a farther distance, then what it will happen is that whenever the player tries to get near me, is going to do the attack, but well, from a farthest distance. So this outer radius, we're gonna bind it to some data. Query params. These query params. This one is called donut outer radius. Let's fill it up. And wherever we are using the EQS, we actually want to set up the parameters. Can I do it here? Set name param radius 2000. I'm just testing. I actually don't remember. I messed with it a long time ago. Works. If I set this to 500, I'm still gonna get closer, but it's not going to be able to hit me. There it is. So it works. We can change the value just by changing the parameter inside of my EQS. And just so this is not connected like this, and I would need to be very careful on how long or how will I position this, I will just create an event here and choose on query finish event, which is this event that it was created for me. Perfect. So we set this parameter. This parameter should use the weapon range. So from the control palm, I already have an interface where I can get exactly that. So get weapon max range. This is the max range. I need this max range to be here. So let me put it there. And we can connect it like this, and let's arrange everything. Again, run the EQS query. We get the max range. We set it as the outer radius. Now we need to set up the inner radius, because if it is a range type of weapon, maybe you cannot attack with that weapon if you are too close. So might as well set up the inner radius also. Query params, donut inner radius, save it. Let's come back here. We can close the EQC unit attack. We know that it's working. I can close the other things also. And let's do the same thing. We will get the weapon minimum range. And this set name parent, let me duplicate it with Control D and paste. Of course, not gonna work if I duplicate it. Let me just copy and paste the name again. Connect it like this. Select these two. Control Q and F to just arrange them. Oh, and I'm using it's a plugin. It's not on the editor. It's called, no, not this one. Editor, Blueprint Assist, very useful. It saves me a lot of time and saves my wrist a lot of movement, because I can do most of the stuff with the keyboard. See? Right, so we have run the EQS query, get the weapon min range, we set up the inner radius, maximum range, we set up the outer radius. I think that's everything that I need. Oh, and the target of this is the EQS query. The number of rings is fine. Points per ring, that's fine. Path exists from query, overlap capsule, distance to query. That's good. That's good. Right, so the only thing that is missing in this find good location is testing that stamina. If you do not have enough stamina to move to this place, then you might as well not move at all, or move to a near one, right? For that, we might as well, I mean, if we do it here, the test will either pass or fail. But sometimes you can get a good location, because if everything here fails, then I don't have any location to move to, right? But I want to move near my attacker if I fail. Or maybe I can do another test for it. Yeah, I think I will do that. I think I will. Yeah, if this fails, then it means I couldn't get a good location to attack. So this will mean that I should run another query. Yeah. Seems good. Seems actually pretty good. Yeah, because I can do a selector here. And if this fails, I try to find a location to get near my enemy. Sounds good. Sounds cool. Sounds great. Yeah, so I'm just getting ahead of myself for now. Just so I remember, I will create a selector here. And I will connect it to this part. Find location to attack unit. Can I add a comment? If this fails, find a location to get near the unit to attack. I mean, it could also look for another enemy. I mean, that could be another subroutine. Okay. Rearranging my ideas. This enemy, when it's their turn and we are controlling it, we run an EQS query to find the nearest enemy. Now, if this fails, or Can this fail? I don't think this can fail. I mean, it can fail. It can fail if you are too out of reach, then it fails immediately. Right? Right? Actor of class generates this radius should change actually now that I'm seeing it here. Let's bind some data. Query params actor of class search radius. My units have a site radius. I believe that should be the one that I should be using. Yeah, and I already went to another tangent. Site range. Right. So here query config param name. Oh, can I not run it? Oh, a blackboard key. Yes, I do want a blackboard key for that. I really need a blackboard key for that. Let me save everything. Blackboard. The site is just a float. No, unit site range. This query is going to use that site range, and I do need to, whenever I possess the unit, run it and set the value. Set value. What? Ah, Blackboard set value as float, and this will be the. Have I casted to the unit? It will be the first cut. Okay, probably I will create an interface that will get this whenever I know that this works, just to make it more cleanly. For now, I'm just going to get the control pound. From here, I'm going to cast to the BP unit and get the site range. There it is. There it is. If it's inside the range, and the key name, make literal name. Where's my blackboard? Let's just copy this, paste it here, save it, and now this key should be filled. If it's filled, then I should be able to use it in my behavior tree, especially in this EQS query. Site range. You can set up the value directly. And yeah, let's test it. If it works correctly, I mean, if it was correct, then this would have worked correctly, but it seems that my EQS query is failing, which I need to do something when it fails, right? So selector, no, sequence, not selector, and I'm going to call this. I mean, I need to fix it, right? This value, I don't know why it seems to be overriding the value inside here. I will see if you need to set it up like this, or do I need to set it up as its own task? Maybe I do. I really don't know, but we will see. But this should be in charge of finding the nearest enemy to attack. And if I don't find anything, I should find any enemy to do damage, right? It may not be the nearest one, but this should look for. I will just type it so I don't forget. This is probably more for the future. If this fails, means that no enemy is near. And let me just check if I just move my value. Oh, okay, the value is not driving it. If I remove the blackboard key drives it. Nope. Nope. I need to change this param name. Otherwise, how will it know that I want to change this query param? Can I not change it here? Maybe saving everything? I am baffled. Yeah, because if I put none, it's going to use this value. If I just type random number, it's a random number, param name. Query params. I don't think it's going to work this way. So let's just remove it then. And I don't know why would they create this if they're not going to let me change the parameter name. I mean, that's something very basic. Okay, so let's create a task that will handle this just like we did here. Might as well just copy and paste it. Duplicate this, let's call it find nearest unit to attack. And it's very similar, just that it doesn't need the target unit to attack, and the result location is actually the result actor. This is the same. We run the EQS query. This is different. We need to run the find nearest enemy. Find nearest unit. Find nearest enemy. Okay, that makes sense. Find nearest enemy to attack. Don't crash. Yes. Okay, find the nearest enemy. We're getting everything. Should we get everything? We should probably just get the best, right? We should. Yeah. Let's get the best 5%. Yeah, so 25%. I mean, we don't really want it to be The nearest. Okay, I'll get the single best item. Yeah, I've convinced myself that might as well just get the best and then we can tweak it later on. We don't need this, but we do need the set name parameter because now my parameter is called radius. We don't need this too. We do need the bind event. This get weapon min range, we don't need it. We are again going to cast to BP unit. Let me just remove this. Get site range. I do need a interface site. Yeah, it's will be a good idea to have that soon. Range. Now it should work. It's not working because I'm not using this task that I just created. It's my bad. Let's just finish the actual thing. We run the EQS, we set up the radius, we have the results, and in this case, we do have actors, right? Find nearest actors of class. Yes, we do have actors, so in this case, get query results as actors. We connect it like this and this. The get becomes an actor get. And we set the blackboard value as an object. An actor is an object, so there's no issue there. Now everything's looking good. This details panel. No. Everything's looking good. Save it. Let's go back to the behavior tree. We are no longer using this run EQS. We want to use the find nearest enemy to attack. And it's using that double name because we duplicate the stuff. I mean, it's understandable. Find nearest enemy unit to attack. There it is. I could probably remove unit from here. It's too long, the name. Kind of bothering me. And the long name, or the class already have it. Because it has it, then I really don't need it twice. Find nearest enemy to attack. Better. The result actor is the enemy unit to attack. And I could copy and paste this. If this fails, if this fails, means that no enemy is near. You should find a better enemy option to get near to. It's a big, this is hard to do. That's why it's so big. And this is also hard to do. Okay, we get the nearest enemy. This sets it up. Then we go here, we find a location to attack the unit which we just filled up. And let's see if this works. Should work. Perfect. Oh, I'm so glad it works. So glad. And I'm not monetized, so I'm so fucking glad. I mean, it's not gonna hurt me in any way, but of course. Well, it works. Oh, and because it works in a way that I know that it can fail or maybe not, I can take new steps to address and increase that type of behaviors that I want to create, right? So, what do I need to do now? Save everything. That's a good idea. That's a pretty good idea. This works, so let's close it. The unit, let's close it. Actors of class, generate set of actors. Oh, okay. We can return here, actually. And returning here means that, okay, I had the distance. I need to check the stamina. If I have enough stamina to move, then great. That's good. It's fine. It's excellent. The way that I want to control the stamina is how much should I be able to move with one stamina? With, I mean, a value of one. That's something that I need to determine. Should have been determined a long time, but we are still testing the game, and a lot of things could change, so we didn't get to it. Mm, For now, the way the stamina gets consumed is not based on the movement, even though it should be based on the movement. It is based on just how long you're pressing the the key. That's not good. That's actually not good. Because it means that whenever I'm hitting and I'm pressing the key, you can see that the stamina is still going down. I should decrease the stamina based on the actual movement. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it right now. I'm still working on the AI thing. But how much how much should I move? Let me just create a new map. New level. Basic one. Why a basic one? Because this one, I believe, every grid is 10? 10 Unreal units? Is that true? I don't know. I don't remember. My cube right now is 100 by 100 by 100, right? Yes, 100 by 100. Here it is. If that's true and this fits perfectly, then yeah, my grid, like every big grid, if this was exactly, let's just put it back to 0, 0. Let's search it. Now it fits perfectly. Okay, so if this is 100, it means that each cube is, and you can see I'm bad at math, right? How many cubes do I have here? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 20? 20 cubes? My grid is, okay, if I have 20, then every cube is 5 Unreal units. If every cube is 5 Unreal units, then, I mean, I'm probably not gonna count them. but I will count these large ones. So I want to position my character in the 0, 0. Right now it is in the 0, 0, but I'm not possessing anything. Let's just add my Calypso character. And put it, you guessed it, to the 0, 0. And let me see how much can I move just going forward. And I don't want to touch the mouse. I'm just going to press forward. Okay, I can reach quite... I'm going to put it on the other side, maybe. No, no, no. It needs to be on the 0, 0 so I can calculate it very easily. I'm just duplicating my terrain. And might as well... Oh, here is the snap size. I'm done. I'm done. Okay. Now let's just walk forward. And the way that I can know how much did I move, pretty simple. Just Shift F1. I'm going to eject myself from controlling this character. I mean, one way to do it is just go to the top perspective, find the 0, 0, which is here. And if you just drag the middle mouse, you can see exactly how much you move. 430. 4,030. 4,300. Now, let's go back. An easier way to just do it. I mean, I said perspective. It's just when you unattach yourself from the character, you can click on it. You will see exactly how much. If you started from 0, you will be able to see this. So this is the amount that I'm moving with the stamina that I have. That stamina is, I don't know. I really don't know. Let me check. Let me check. 12 points of endurance, which means I have my table here. I mean, here it is. These are just the stats that work. Level 0. Level 1. Why is this 13? If my endurance is 12, I have 6 stamina points and 600 of stamina. And I should have 6 stamina points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is true. So now some calculations. 600 of stamina is giving me 4,300. So let's just divide it, which means 1 point of stamina is giving me this movement. I'm just going to round it maybe to 5. And then I will need to adjust the way my stamina is consumed. But for now, I'm just going to put somewhere, which might as well be here. No, it's not it. Where am I explaining the stamina? here. 1 point of stamina. Let's you move 5 unreal units, which is 5 centimeters. And might as well put it work in progress. Yeah, we really don't know if that's a value that will work or not, so why not be honest about it? Calculator. Okay. Now, if 1 point of stamina is giving me 5 unreal units, should I put that somewhere? Should I? Where should I put it? In the game mode? The game mode should determine that? I don't think so. The unit? It could be an stat. For now, I'll put it in the unit, so I have a place to change stuff. And I will make a note of it in my document. Okay. Yeah, probably it would be better to have a function library, and then when I call that function, it returns to me the stamina that I have. That I'm still deciding. I'm so just leave it in the unit for now. Really don't like to leave it in the unit. Would I need it in C++? Would I? What do you think? Let's just not waste more time. Let's just create it in the unit, and then we'll see what's that. Although if I create it on the unit, then I will need to cast to the unit. You know what? I already have a blueprint function library. And here I can create get distance and I could just give me the amount of uh, stamina points value that you have, and I will give you how much distance can you move to. Yeah, that's even better. Get distance based on stamina. Distance to travel or possible distance. Let's just get distance to travel based on stamina. I just need to receive, well, the stamina value. Stamina to expend. And the output is the possible distance to problem. As I said, each point of stamina is equal or will be equal to 5 unreal units. So this multiply by 5, which I'm going to promote to a local variable. I should get this value from another place. I'm just letting it be here for now. Okay. Distance per stamina point. And by default should be 5. I will add a comment to this. To do find a better home for this value so it can be changed easily. Find a better home for this value so it can be changed easily in no yeah, in a data table. Yeah, data table. That should be good. That should be fine. With that in place, my task needs to actually do a test and find if you can reach it or not. That's just how it is. So after getting the nearest distance that doesn't collide with anything, that has a path that exists, I need to create another test that will let me know if my stamina is enough to get there or not. But as you see, such task doesn't exist. So we need to create it. To create a task, you really cannot use blueprints. So we need to dive a little bit into C++. Rider loaded? Oh, it did load it. Oh, it's on my side window. Here it is. We do not need this or this. And I have already created a test. I'm not the best creating environment query tests. So as you will see, I will copy and paste a lot of stuff. I have copy and paste some stuff from other tests that came with Unreal and like did a little Frankenstein kind of test, but it works. So that's what matters to me. If you see things that doesn't make sense, and you will want to correct me, let me know. I'm here to learn. Right now, I'm under a deadline, so I'm just doing whatever works. Then later on, I can make it more pretty with some more time. But yeah, we need to create another test. The way that I create the test before, here in the engine, let's go to, or is it tools? New C++ class, all classes, which was the parent name of this. U environment query test. We can remove the U environment. Okay. And query context type query node. Or we can create our own generator. That's cool. Query test. We need the yeah, this one. We really don't need a subtest of another test that already exists. So environment query test. Let's just type. Well, click next. This will be my UM query. How did I call this? Query test team. I'll just copy this. The name will be testing location reachable by stamina. Maybe makes sense to me. Naming is like something that you need to spend a little bit of time into because it will make or break how fast can you understand the code. Reachable with current. Yeah, I expected. Reachable by stamina. Simple. Reachable by stamina, and then I could change the name. I mean, yeah, it's. I do want to keep the environment quest query test on the at the start. Yeah, but I don't need a U. The U gets put in automatically. Gets put in gets typed in your class. So reachable by stamina. By current? No, okay. By stamina. It's fine. It's fine. I can live with that. Let's find it a good folder. Environment query tests. Here it should go. Create a class. Bloop. So that's adding code to the project. Probably because I'm adding code, I'm going to have to close Unreal in order to use it. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool and all. This is the CPP. This is the H. Let me copy and paste a little bit of stuff. The context. In the header, it was here, right? Wrong? Yeah, UCAS body, you generated body. Did I did something different? Public, you environment query test, you environment query. Seems fine to me. I mean, the only thing different is this generated body and the generated UClass body. We'll see if that gives us an issue. If not, I will copy and paste it as it is here because this one works. We have the run text and get description details. So let's just, again, copy and paste those. Protected, reject incompatible items. I will be using these isonus actions, so let's just put it here. And let's just copy the other part. We need, well, this is the initializer. It's not here, so let's just copy this and refactor it. Reachable, whoops. Reachable by stamina. And again, the same here. Environment query item base, this probably needs to include the definition. So I need to add some of this includes. In this case, it seems I don't need this one, so I can delete it. This one I need, or I will need, and the sonus action also I will need it, because I will want to get information from for my units. Okay, so by adding this, now we have access to this one. Validate item type. Perfect. And again, this code, I got it from the other tests. I mean, I don't mean to say that I know everything. Environment, query. And if I'm just copy and pasting, it's because it's a lot faster than just typing it again. Just search for one of them that seems similar to you, to the one that you want to create. For example, the distance may seem similar to the one that I need to create. Might as well use that one as a base. So let's say we want the distance. Okay, we see the distance. We say that this has different modes of distance. I only need one distance. And do I need the distance? No, I don't even need the distance. I need the length of the actual navigation length on top of the nav mesh. So yeah, distance won't work for me actually. Yeah. Environment and query test. Pathfinding. Pathfinding. Path exists, path cost, path length. That's the one that I need. Right? Yes. And yeah, might as well copy and paste this one, because this one is the one that I will be using. Not so much this other test just tests the team attitude, if you are an enemy or not. Yeah. So I can teach you how it's done, so you can copy and paste like a pro. You just need to search of or be mindful of the things that you may need. It's either that or just copy and paste everything and then start deleting stuff and testing if it's still working. In my case, I'm just going to pick and choose whatever I think I need. So pathfinding, the test mode, I really don't need it because I know I'm only going to be using the path length. And just to be completely sure that I only will be using the path length, let me just go to the combat test map. Let's not save this. Let's create a new environment query. I'll put it there, I don't care. And this one is grid. And I'll add that test that I'm going to be copying and pasting. I do not want to filter, I only want to score. And scoring the path exists will return that information, which means 1 for everyone because the path exists. The path cost, I need to move my test. If the cost is higher than 0, I believe it's scoring it that way. Oh, it has a constant. Okay, let's do a linear one. It's scoring 0. And okay, it's scoring. Makes sense. The cost, if it's just a normal nav mesh, if it's green, it doesn't cost anything, so that's why it's 0. and if it's red, it's costing a lot more, so that's why it's scoring it that way. Okay, so path cost is not the thing that I want. I just wanted to know if I was thinking about the path length. And I was, yes, the path length is the actual distance that I would need to go in order for me to, what's this actually? Post-process volume. Okay. Yeah, it's the path length that I need to use for my test to see if that length is within my parameters of the stamina that I can use. So yes, this is correct. Let me just remove that, save it, and delete the environment query that I created. We don't want assets to be floating around our project. Yeah, so let's go back here. We know that we want the path length. And right now I'm peeing myself, so let me just take a little break. I will put here or even better yet, yeah, let's put it here. Copy and paste what you need from the pathfinding test. Now I will take a little break, maybe 5 minutes. I don't think I will. Yeah, but I am paying myself. Let me just put the break. And probably I should need a graphic that goes here so people are not bored, or maybe my chair can move around or something like that. Break. British, I'll be back. That's good. Good to get up, walk around, drink some water. Highly recommended. Highly recommended. I'm ready to finish this part of the AI. Come on, keep pushing. Yeah, so let's continue. What I was doing here. Oh, well, we cannot continue before changing this. There it is. There we go. Yeah, it's just copying and pasting. It's just copying and paste. We have the header here, header there. We just need to see, and let me just delete everything that I copied before. I don't want to mix and match stuff. So here, if I need, I will change this. I don't think I need it. I mean, this class was created a long time ago. This is the new way of adding all the plate boiler type of code. Testing mode, I don't need context. I do need the context. I do need the pathfinding direction. If set items with failed path will be invalidated. Yeah, sure. I'll use it. Navigation filter to use in pathfinding AI virtual post. We'll see if if this is needed, and if this is needed, probably yes. So let's just copy and paste everything except that first part. Pasting it. Not finding any errors yet. Update these properties after changing the mode. Okay, we don't need that. We don't need this. We're not changing the mode at all. Protect. Protected. We may need this. And I'll delete everything that is not needed later. Oh, oh, pathfinding mode. Just so I don't have that issue and I don't need to change too much. Let's just add it. Let's just add it. And this needs, of course, this enum that I didn't want to create, and might as well just copy and paste this. There it is. Everything that I need now. Nothing. Right? A pathfinding mode. Environment is pathfinding. Why? Why is it? Why? Just copy and paste all the includes. There it is. No longer do I have an issue, and my friend is calling. No, I don't. This matter. Okay, I'll take a pause. I'll take a pause. Okay, so I need to take a longer call. I will get back to this in the next stream. I will leave it like this for now. I just I just need to remember to copy and paste the pathfinding test. There it is. My trusty comment. Okay, so that will be it for today, at least for now. And I will continue this probably tomorrow. We will see. Take care.